പുറം സീറ്റ് അവതരിപ്പിക്കുന്ന ദ റിയൽ ടോക്സിലോട്ട് എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. ദ റിയൽ ടോക്ക്, വേർ റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റി, എത്തിക്സ്, ആക്ഷൻ ആൻഡ് ലീഡർഷിപ്പ് ടേക്സ് ദ സെൻട്രൽ സ്റ്റേജ് ഇൻ എവറി കോൺവെർസേഷൻ. നമുക്കെല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാം, നമ്മുടെ രാജ്യത്തിനെ കാത്തു സൂക്ഷിക്കുന്നത് ഇന്ത്യൻ ആർമഡ് ഫോഴ്സസ് ആണ്. അതിൽ തന്നെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ പങ്ക് വഹിക്കുന്നത് ഇന്ത്യൻ എയർഫോഴ്സ് ആണ്. ഇന്ന് ഇന്ത്യൻ എയർഫോഴ്സിൽ നിന്ന് വിരമിച്ച എയർ മാർഷൽ ശ്രീ IP Vipin Sir നമ്മുടെ കൂടെ ചേരുന്നുണ്ട്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ വിശേഷങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് ചോദിച്ചറിയാം. നമസ്കാരം. ആദ്യം തന്നെ എനിക്ക് ചോദിക്കാനുള്ളത്, how it all started and what motivates you to get into this profession?
How it all started is a good question. First, it started from my school days when I went to Sainik school. In Sainik school, we had a kind of training and education that was oriented to, feed people into the armed forces of India, whether it is Army, Navy, or Air Force. Okay. So our grooming, our curriculum, extracurricular activity, all and personality development, all were focused towards making you eligible to be an officer in the armed forces. Further down the line, somewhere I thought I had a fancy for flying. So that's how I thought I must join the Air Force and start flying. God has been kind, everyone's blessings, it fructified.
So what so fascinates about the sky? I mean, what is the nature of the sky? From a road, we have well-defined paths, but how do you manage to cruise? What is it all about?
Much against the popular belief, sky is not all that free.
Okay.
The sky also has got lanes, corridors, along which you can fly. You cannot violate more than some miles within that. So you have to fly within that corridor. And there are places that are prohibited. There are prohibited airspaces where you cannot go. So even sky has got limitations in terms of where you can go, when you can go, and how you can go.
I have heard that you have 40 years of service in IAF and 6,000 years of flying experience. ഈ ഒരു കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ ഏറ്റവും മെമ്മറബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ളൊരു കുറച്ച് മൊമെന്റ്സ് പറയാമോ?
It's a difficult question. Firstly, it's not 6,000 years of flying, 6,000 hours of flying.
Sorry.
All right. So,
sorry, really sorry.
No, that's okay. That's fine. Moments when you're enjoying flying so much, and when you do flying with fully involved, there are so many moments that come and go in your life. So it's difficult to pull out one or two. But since you asked the question, one of the most memorable moment for me is the first time I went alone in an aeroplane, which is called the first solo flying. So you are in an aircraft all alone, and you have got to perform whatever exercises that you are assigned. So that was one moment which comes in the life of a military pilot, where you feel, yeah, I am coming of age.
What kind of aircraft was that?
That was Kiran.
HAL Kiran.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then came another moment where my student, my pupil, who I taught flying, went solo.
Okay. Oh,
that's also a very emotional moment.
Okay.
It's as good as when you see a child grow up and finally, he's on his own. So that's a great moment. Then there were moments when my pupils have asked me to be somewhere in there so that they feel confident hearing my voice.
Right.
I did not understand as to what that connect is. But then I realized that, even with your voice, just being there can give confidence.
Okay.
That was the first time I ever came to know that even this is possible. Another moment I really treasure is when my mother pipped the Air Marshal's rank on my shoulders, and that's a very emotional moment for me. That was the latest that I think I've counted enough.
Okay. So, what all qualities does Air Marshal or a pilot at IAF should have? What all leadership qualities or decision-making qualities should they have?
I do not know if I'll be able to kind of give you a full answer. I mean, there are lots of qualities that will be required in a military pilot and a military leader. All the leadership qualities of a military leader is there. In addition, you will need some additional qualities. So let me start with technical knowledge. A pilot need to have a very sound technical knowledge. You may not have had an education of BSc or BA or something, but then you should have the capacity to assimilate technology and apply it. That's important for a pilot. Second, and it's among the most important thing, in the air, the time that is available for you to decide is very small. That means your decision window is unusually small. So within that window, you need to take a quick decision to do it either one way or the other. Because if you delay the decision, sometimes it can so happen that you cannot come back.
Okay, right.
Okay. And in an emergency, you have to act in the fraction of a second. So that ability to take quick decisions and informed decision is a very important quality. The other quality is to be mindful of what is happening around you. Your ability to appreciate things that are happening around.
Okay.
So that you have a holistic picture to make you take decisions. This is called situational awareness. Okay. So you have to have a good peripheral understanding, plus at the same time remain focused on flying the aeroplane towards the mission. Okay, so all these are additional qualities that are required beyond the regular military leadership requirements. Of course, there is no room to panic. You have to keep your cool, you have to keep your wits about you and handle the situation in terms of adversities. So these are all additional qualities that are required in a pilot.
So you talk about panic. അങ്ങനെ പാനിക് ആയിട്ട് ഉള്ളൊരു സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ഉണ്ടോ while cruising?
It may not be. It's not necessarily during cruising. Okay, it can happen at any stage of flight.
Okay.
For example, you are taking off, or you're coming in approach, and one of your engine fails.
Yeah.
Okay, you have lost an engine altogether.
Okay.
Anyone would panic now. With everything, it is difficult to kind of manage the situation, isn't it? Without getting into panic, it's important for you to keep your wits about you and ensure that necessary actions are done to steer the aircraft properly to a safe destination. So yes, there can be panic situations. So that is the reason, so that people do not get into panic. We train really very hard, so that when an emergency comes, he is able to handle it as a matter of routine. You're habituated to handling things. Okay, if this happens, these are the things that I'll do, and carry on with that. So we train people to overcome the situation with skill and knowledge.
നമുക്ക് ഒരു പ്രൗഡ് മൊമെന്റിനെ പറ്റി സംസാരിക്കുവാണെങ്കിൽ സാർ അത് എന്തെന്ന് ഓർത്തെടുക്കും? എന്താണെന്ന് ഓർത്തെടുക്കും? Your proud moment.
My proud moment. Okay. I can narrate a couple of them, but okay, one of them I'll tell you. Okay. We had a situation where in Bhutan we have a military training team. India maintains that, called R.E.A.L.
Okay.
There was a time when in Bhutan the weather went so bad for a prolonged period of time, and they ran out of supplies. So they had reached a stage of SOS, Seva Source. There were no road connectivity. Everything was cut off to Bhutan because of weather, landslides, broken roads, communication problems. There were a whole lot of things happened there. At that point, the only way to save the situation was if the Indian Air Force could land some supplies at Bhutan to save their situation.
Okay.
So when that task came to us, I was the one who did that or undertook that operation. When we went there, the weather was very, very bad. In fact, there was a thick blanket of cloud and it was difficult to penetrate and we couldn't find the place. And finally we spotted a kind of window where we could get down. And there was serious dilemma in my mind whether we should go or abort the mission because there was no guarantee that we can come back.
Okay. Oh.
But we decided to go ahead. But I briefed my crew and then we all agreed that we'll push. But at any time we felt uncomfortable, we'll climb away.
Okay.
And we landed somehow in that limited window. And in fact, we landed breaking the procedures.
Oh, right.
The established procedures.
Okay.
So on landing, I felt really very proud. And when the authorities came and asked me, of Bhutanese authorities, that you have violated a rule and how have you landed from this direction when you're not supposed to? So I told them that, yeah, I did break a rule, but that is for my people. And my people.
It's not what we are meant to do, right? Is there any corollary for that?
No. Here, I took a calculated risk.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right. Calculated.
To go and land because saving the lives were more important.
Yes.
If I have skill, if I have my crew with me, and if there is a possibility, we should do it. And this is exactly what I told the Bhutanese authorities.
Okay.
When my people are in trouble, they're also in another country, I will use every ounce of my skill to come to their help. And I'll reach it there or take them out.
Okay.
And if I cannot do that, there is no point in wearing this uniform.
Right.
So then the authorities looked at me and he came and hugged me and he gave me a big salute and said that this is good. So that was a very proud moment. I thought it was good. We could save the lives of people there.
What is your favorite thing about being an IAF guy?
The best thing about being in IAF for me is that I have been able to fly. Being a pilot is the best that I feel about myself. The chances to fly to different places, fly to different situations. That's the best of it. Fly like a bird.
So, I have heard something. A tsunami. December 2004. It happens to be in Andaman and Nicobar. Can you share those memories with us?
Oh. Those are among the saddest moments that I have, or my memory has about my, life in Air Force. We never expected that such a tragedy will strike, the island part of our country. We did not know. Out the blue on a Sunday, I think 26th of December 2004 was a Sunday, and as usual everyone was relaxed in mainland, but in the island early in the morning the tsunami struck, washing away a lot of families, infrastructure, life altogether, and it brought in untold disappointment and misery to people of that island. So we just received a vague message through media that there are a lot of problems that have struck in Andaman and Nicobar. A tsunami has struck, and there are a lot of loss to life and property. So we would need to kind of send in relief at the earliest. So the moment we heard that, even before the orders came, we started preparing ourselves because we would be called upon to go, I thought. And our squadron was the first to go there and land in a lot of uncertain conditions. In the sense, we did not know whether there would be fuel to come back or not, whether there were runways available or not, how badly damaged is the runway. All those details we did not really have at that point in time. But nevertheless, we decided to move ahead and see how things are. And our squadron did a great job of going there and starting the relief operations. When I went there, it was a very, very difficult sight to see. Tears were welling, but then that was not the time to be emotional. But we went in, and only half the runway was available. Half the runway was submerged into the sea because of the tsunami. But we could pull off a landing and give relief to the people. Only when I got out of the plane, I saw people rushing and running to the aeroplane, somehow take us away out of this place. So we were a kind of hope for them. They were all battered, and some had limbs, some injuries, blood all over, some carrying small children, aged people. They all wanted to get out of that situation to somewhere, mainland or elsewhere, wherever the life would be better.
Okay.
So we were kind of hope for them. So we said that whoever can get in, whatever, if the aircraft takes off, then we can continue. We put in as many as possible into the aeroplane, and we took off and took them out to safer places. And at that point, I must also say that all the Air Force people who were there in that island, we have an Air Force base there, all of them came out strongly to help out the civilian brethren, unmindful of their own family who have been lost, and their own difficulties they have ignored, and they have chosen it as a matter of duty to bring our people up. And to this, that brings pride to the Air Force and the country, that our people are united irrespective of wherever we are, unmindful of our own problems. That's something which was very great. At the same time, I pray for the souls of those who were lost in that miserable day. But such is life.
ഇപ്പം ടെക്നോളജി അഡ്വാൻസ് ആയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന കാലമാണ്. അപ്പം ഏവിയേഷനും ടെക്നോളജി വരുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പം എന്തൊക്കെ മാറ്റങ്ങളാണ് കണ്ടു തുടങ്ങുന്നത്? എന്താണ് IAFന്റെ ഒരു ഫ്യൂച്ചർ?
From what was originally analogous, manual, mechanical instruments, today the entire thing has gone into glass. In the sense, it has become digital.
Okay.
So electronics has taken over a lot of what was earlier being done mechanically.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, so the electronics has actually affected every aspect of aviation. So technological aspects is what, or technology intensive is where we are heading to. From there, not just technology, beyond that is the spectrum. Now the point is, whoever can control the electromagnetic spectrum, is the one who is going to have a superior position.
Okay.
So whether it is guidance of a weapon system, whether it is navigation, whether it is that was a stage where it came, where we were spectrum oriented.
Okay.
The electronic warfare entirely goes on this aspect. And when now we are going a step further into the space-based assets and cyber. Okay. So the cyberspace and space and assets based there are going to be increasingly involved in aviation, not only just plain aviation, including the battle zones and the way the battle will be orchestrated. So those are the changes, and we need to be evolving ourselves to absorb this kind of technological developments that come along. So yesterday's technology is not going to be good for you, say 5 years from now. So the rate of obsolescence of technology is going to be ever faster, and you have to be on top of the technology.
Right.
So the person who can master the technology at the earliest is going to be the winner in tomorrow's battle.
Sir, India has 750 aircraft in total. If you talk about the number, Indian origin made in എയർക്രാഫ്റ്റ് വളരെ കുറവേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഇപ്പോൾ ഡസോൾട്ടിന്റെ റാഫേൽ ആവട്ടെ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സൂക്കോയ് 30, റഷ്യയുടെ സൂക്കോയ് 30 ആവട്ടെ, എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് അങ്ങനൊരു സാഹചര്യം നമുക്ക് വരുന്നത്?
Aviation industry or aircraft industry എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ it takes a lot of time to rectify. Okay. It is not that India has not had our own aircraft. Yeah. We have made HF-24 Marus, which was made in India.
Yes, I know that.
It worked for some time, but it didn't carry on.
Yes.
Then we made trainers like HPT-32. Then we have Kirans.
Yes.
They are even making Dorniers.
Okay.
And the latest, Tejas, the light combat aircraft.
Right.
So I would not say that we are not yet woken up to the idea of manufacturing aeroplanes. Mm-hmm. That has been there. But cutting edge technology, the latest, to reach there, it'll take time. Okay. So there is a lot of fusion involved, there is a lot of integration involved. For certain things, we do not have the technology within the country. For example, aero engines. Aero engines we do not manufacture in India. So we have to depend on other countries. Then weapon system integration, that is, although now we are way ahead from where we were, so it will take time. So I would not like to write off Indian capability.
Okay.
But yes, we are coming up, and LCA is a good example where, although it has taken over 2 decades, but we are coming up. But we need to be more competitive. That kind of an attitude has not come up with our aviation industry. We have not been into marketing, exporting, and we are not in competitive market.
Okay.
The way the other countries are established into that. So there is a lot of effort and there is a lot of money that will have to be put into R&D, aviation development and things like that. So India is a huge country, and so and it's a country of 140 billion people. Okay. So we cannot only look at the aeroplane. So government would have been deciding on priorities the way they are supposed to, in which this would have been of let's say priority at some point in time. So we'll come up by and by. But it's high time now we come up, because we are a $4 trillion economy.
Oh yes, right.
So we should be able to now move forward faster. But a lot of progress has been made, I must tell you, in the last 10 years.
This is my friend's question. I just wanted to ask, what was the most challenging command responsibility you held?
Most challenging command responsibility when you talk of, in my case, it is being the air officer commanding of an air force station, which is in Delhi. Mm-hmm. It's a very sensitive unit, and stakes are very high. Every head of state and head of government across the world, global leaders, everyone comes to that airbase during their visit and their departure. So the visibility is very high. The margin of error is very less. And there are so many agencies, service and civil, come together to ensure that these functions go off very smoothly. So that, along with rest of the operations that go on a regular basis, all put together, that was the most challenging appointment that I had.
So, you served for 40 years in IAF. അപ്പം എന്താണ് IAF ചലഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു ഇഷ്യൂ കറന്റ്ലി?
You mean the challenges faced by the Air Force
right.
at this point in time?
Yeah.
Okay. For any organizations, like other organizations, Air Force is also facing the greatest challenge in terms of resources.
Resources.
Yeah. Resources in terms of, we are supposed to have about 42 squadrons of aircraft.
Okay.
We have only 30 squadrons now. So when you look at the threat scenario, threat perception, say from China and Pakistan, individually or in collusion or in both fronts, this 30 squadrons are way too less to meet both the challenges simultaneously. So we need equipment quickly. We need to replenish whatever has gone. The aircraft has been phased out, the squadrons have been number plated, or they are not there anymore. So with this 30 squadrons to meet the entire operational requirement of the Air Force is quite a big challenge. So that is why you would have heard a lot of senior officers, including Air Chief, saying that your next versions of light combat aircraft is not coming up, Mark 2, Mark 1. എത്തുന്നില്ല എന്നൊക്കെയുള്ള കംപ്ലൈൻസ് വരാൻ കാരണം അതാണ്. Okay, so increasingly when your threat perception become more and you do not have adequate resources to meet, that's the biggest challenge. Then we need to have own weapon system. So now with all this put together, the problem is you are dependent on foreign vendors.
Yes.
When you are dependent on foreign vendors to meet your eventuality, then obviously there is no indigenous production that is coming up to the level it is required. We all want everything made in India, but at the same time it is taking time. You cannot wait until everything comes to fight a war.
Okay.
Isn't it? So the threats come, we have had challenges. Sindoor just went by.
Yes.
So if we do not have a capability, others are likely to take advantage of it. And we will not be in a position to kind of answer appropriately, which is not a very good situation. So the biggest challenges in terms of resources, the equipment that is required for the Air Force.
Okay.
So that's the biggest challenge. Otherwise, we have best of people. Our HR is excellent. The manpower that we have are completely dedicated, and it's been a pleasure to work with such people in Air Force.
Okay.
So I'm convinced of the manpower and their capability, commitment, dedication, and everything. You give them the right equipment, they'll perform. It's superb. And to that extent, I completely support Atmanirbharta or whatever initiatives that the PM is taking to put country in the right direction. But it needs to move. That's the biggest challenge I have. Plus, we are, like I said some time back, we are a technology-intensive service as Air Force. And technology comes at a cost. So our equipment, our platforms are quite expensive. So you have to kind of balance butter and barrel situation to ensure that things come up. So balancing this is also a great challenge for the political hierarchy. And for us, to meet the battle requirements, you need equipment.
Okay.
And shortage of equipment is our biggest challenge. Right?
Is there any political angle to it?
Angle to what?
To lack of resource or violent decision making?
No, that's what I tell you. Political angle to the extent that they have to balance it with other requirements of the country. Whether it is food self-sufficiency, whether it is health issues, education. So there are a whole lot of things that the political establishment is balancing. Defense is also one of the components, but a major component, yes. Of course, it's national security. So from that point of view, yeah, it's all. After all, military exists to meet political aims.
ഇപ്പം ക്ലോക്ക് വീണ്ടും ഹൈപ്പോത്തറ്റിക്കൽ ക്ലോക്ക് വീണ്ടും ബാക്കിലോട്ട് കറങ്ങാന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുക. സാർ വീണ്ടും 18-year old ബോയ് ആയി. ഏത് പ്രൊഫഷൻ തിരഞ്ഞെടുക്കും ആൻഡ് വൈ?
Okay. If the clock unwinds and God gives me a chance, I will still go for Air Force.
Oh, really?
Indian Air Force. Okay. And even if He gives me a chance to be born anywhere in the world, I'll choose India. Okay, I would want to be an Indian, and I would want to be in the Indian Air Force. And of course, that will be a better, more developed Air Force than what it was that I gone through. But whatever it is, I would still want to be a pilot in the Air Force.
IAF-ലെ റാങ്ക് ഹൈറാർക്കിയെ പറ്റി പിന്നെ ആരൊക്കെയാണ് എയർ മാർഷൽ ആവാൻ എലിജിബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ആൾക്കാർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞുതരാമോ?
എയർ മാർഷൽ ആകാൻ എയർ ഫോഴ്സിലെ റാങ്ക് സ്ട്രക്ചർ 10 റാങ്ക്സ് ഉണ്ട്.
10 ranks. Okay.
അതിൽ we have taken away the pilot officer rank, which used to be there. We all joined as pilot officers. That rank has been taken out. Now everyone becomes a flying officer. Flying officer കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളത് is a flight lieutenant and then a squadron leader. Squadron leader എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ you are reaching a major equivalent. Then you become a wing commander and a group captain. Group captain is a senior person in the middle. Okay. So if you take a junior lot and a middle lot and a senior lot, a group captain or a colonel becomes the senior most at the middle. So normally all the operational units are commanded by a group captain. Then it becomes airline, air commodore, air vice marshal, then it becomes air marshal, and of course the air chief. Okay. So those are the senior most ranks. So you have to be an air vice marshal to become an air marshal.
Okay.
And to become an air vice marshal, you have to have been an air commodore. He gets promoted and go. So the pyramid is very steep. As you go higher and higher, there are fewer people who will become.
Yes.
So everyone cannot become. So there will be about every time you get about 1/3 of the people who will go up. Then 2/3 will have to be trying again. That's the way it is. So in the army and navy.
Right, sir. So my friend, he really wants to be a pilot. അപ്പം എന്താണ് ഫസ്റ്റ് സ്റ്റെപ്പ് നമ്മൾ അതിലോട്ട് എടുത്തു വെക്കേണ്ടത്?
Yeah, unlike in civil, Air Force, as a military pilot, if you want to be, there are some additional, tests. There are certain standards. Within, you have to perform within certain time frame.
Okay.
You don't get so much of time. So the first thing that you do is you write the exam to qualify the UPSC and all that. After that, then there is something called the Pilot Aptitude Battery Test, that is PABT. That basically checks out whether you have the aptitude to become a military pilot or not. So that test you will have to undergo and you have to pass the test. And that test you can do only once in your life. So once you have failed, you will never be taken.
Okay.
So that's a once in a lifetime test. PABT you have to clear, and then you face the service selection board interview, and they qualify you. Then you undergo a strict medical checkup. In medical fitness is most required or most stringent for a military pilot, for a Air Force pilot. Okay. So after that, Once all these are over and you are in the merit, then you are called upon for training for flying. And if you successfully complete the course, then you become a pilot.
So, this, as you know, we all are a bunch of engineering students, aspiring engineering students. So, what all are the possibilities in IAF where engineering is required? What all are the areas you require us? Can you specialize mainly mechanical engineers?
Are you all mechanical engineering students? All right. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Now, the point is, I just mentioned that Air Force is a highly technical and technology intensive service.
Yeah.
So obviously, we are looking at cutting edge technology for operational readiness, operational preparedness, and so on. So, as a pilot, I need an aeroplane to fly. But that aeroplane is an engineering effort.
Okay.
So the engineers have to ensure that the engines are there, airframe are there, electronics are there, avionics and rest of the systems are there. So it's a huge network of systems that is put in place, which is now handed over to pilot to say that, okay, here it is, now you make the best of it. So when it comes to a battle scenario, where a combat platform is what is used, or for that matter, any other platform, whether it is a helicopter, this one, or a transport plane, or missile systems, or radars, or any of those things. So there are a lot of scope for engineering people. And at the end of the day, for all these things to be coordinated, come together, get harmonized into one aim of winning the battle is what Air Force is all about. So it's a huge team effort in which technology is the centerpiece, for which engineers are the backbone. So you have got a lot of scope, rightly join Air Force.
Towards the end of this interview, I just wanted to ask, can you share a message to the youth of India?
Youth of India. I'm not Prime Minister to share such thought.
Okay.
But yes, as an elderly person who has gone through life for some distance,
okay,
youth today, I can give you 5 points. All right. Okay. The first point is to seek. You must move out to seek more and more. And how do you seek? Be inquisitive, read, and read more. Without reading, you're not going anywhere. Okay? So you need to kind of seek information. Read anything. Make reading a habit. And reading habit should come to the youth today. This is the first and foremost that I would have to tell them. Second is evolve. When you have to evolve from whatever you have learned out of reading, develop your analytical ability, critical thinking, how to see things in perspective. When you read 5 different stories about the same thing, you different 5 different perspectives.
Right.
And then you apply yourself and see what is most appropriate as far as you're concerned. You develop your own independent thinking. But your thinking should not be based on one input alone. So when you evolve in this manner, your critical thinking ability will develop. That is very important for the most. And the third thing will be to develop your power of expression. Whatever you have thought, whatever is your viewpoint, you should be able to put it across amongst a group of people. So you need to develop your power of expression, whether it is oral or written. And for that expression, you need to have reading as well as critical thinking.
Okay, sir.
All right. Then invest. Invest in good relationship, good friends. Okay, money and all will come and go, but your biggest assets are going to be your good relations. Your friends will stand with you through thick and thin. Yeah, that is the biggest asset. Like my school mates who are around, my classmates, they are my biggest assets. They are my biggest strength today. Because they understand you even as you age. Even when you fall, they are there to pick you up, and they have seen you well. So they are the ones who will hold you together. So invest in good relationship. And the last thing, maybe life will move. It becomes busy. Don't forget to live life. You must live your life. You must enjoy your life. The time that passes is not going to come back again. So enjoyment is not irresponsibly enjoying in substance abuse and asocial activities and things like that. Not that. Enjoy life in a healthy way, happy way. Be joyful and be good. And you must live your life. Stay happy. Yes, that's what I would tell you. I don't think we need more than this. Yes.
ഇന്ന് എയർ മാർഷൽ ശ്രീ IP Vipin സാറിനോടൊപ്പമുള്ള ഇന്റർവ്യൂ ഇവിടെ സമാപിച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ്. I hope everybody will get an idea of what Indian Air Force is. And until next time, bye.